Shouldn't this be reported on? Shouldn't it be talked about? Where are your fellow journalists, David?
It's absurd, Lee. I mean, U.S. mainstream media is straight up psychological operations for global war profiteers. This is what American people need to understand. Global war profiteers have taken over the country, literally. This is not like they're waving the American flag. This isn't the American people. These are people pretending to care, you know, under the guise of national security and supporting the troops. They are stealing trillions in tax dollars. This is happening right in front of us. If someone's tapped in enough to watch your show, Lee, that means they have journalistic instincts, okay? If you want to become a rock star journalist, focus on military spending right now. The corruption is insane. They can't defend it. The only way they can defend it is by redacting information and waving the wand of national security. I mean, I have examples. Every day I read reports about billions of dollars just disappearing. Read the Inspector General reports of Afghanistan and Iraq. Man, we've lost the war on terror. We haven't lost it militarily. We lost it economically. They robbed the Treasury. They robbed the Treasury, Lee. It's done. I mean, look, we've been at war for over 16 years now. Anyone who's paying attention to the war knows that it's all about keeping the Middle East destabilized, to keep American taxpayer money flowing in and the oil flowing out. And it's all for the benefit of global war profiteers. It's not for the benefit of the American people. It's not for the benefit of the troops. Lee, the troops are getting, you know, I don't want to, I get all worked up talking about this because it's just so absurd. I don't want to start cursing or anything. But the troops are getting screwed left and right. I mean, are you kidding me? They're paying private contractors 12 times as much as they're paying troops who do the same exact job. It's obscene. I do this because I'm genuinely worried about the fate of the American country. I mean, I'm worried about my family's future, our children's future. I mean, we are in a death spiral, Lee. I mean, just look at the numbers. Do the math, people. You know, record-breaking national debt, record-breaking state debt, record-breaking household debt, record-breaking personal debt, student debt, medical debt. Medical bankruptcies, 60% of bankruptcies because of high medical bills. I mean, Lee, you know it. We are in a death spiral, and global war profiteers have taken control of the U.S. mainstream media, both political parties, and they're waving the flag, you know? I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. This is a mess, Lee. This is beyond, I don't know how we're going to get out of this, man. I mean, it's like time for all hands on deck. We have to focus on the Pentagon audit. Like, I can't say this enough. Like, I get it with the identity politics, you know. In a society overrun by corruption, everybody's oppressed. I get it. And, you know, I understand institutional racism. I've covered it. I know what's going on with the private prison industry and the incredible incarceration rates. Like the sexual discrimination, I get it, but we got to think strategically. Right. We have to, like, you know, come in over the Death Star and drop the bomb, and that bomb is in the Pentagon audit. Like, we have people in Congress right now. The leader of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Chuck Grassley, has been one of the biggest critics of military spending. Lee, this is what people need to understand, okay? People who have supported my work around military spending are people who are Pentagon accountants. They're former soldiers, former intelligence community people. These aren't, you know, the normal left-wing hippies who are like, you know, peace, screw war. These are people who are very concerned about the well-being and the security of this country. Anyone who knows anything about military spending knows that we are bleeding trillions to our enemies, We are, through military spending, we are funding and arming terrorists all over the planet. That's according to inspector generals at the Defense Department. You know, these aren't people who just want peace. These are people who are like, oh my God, we've lost the war on terror. We've had trillions of dollars stolen from the U.S. Treasury. This is not a joke, people. Like, I mean, it's impossible for me to express this to people and not get all worked up and start looking like a crazy person, because this is how, I mean, The future we're leaving for our children, Lee, is horrifying. I mean,
Well,
this is the dark night of the soul, man.
And the truth is,
the Iron Curtain is coming down on us.